Hello, this is Greg Giardino and Allison Hall with the Wealth Enhancement Group. And a question that we get asked quite frequently is, can I contribute to both a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA? So the short answer to that is yes, but it really depends on the income you're making and also the contribution limits of the retirement vehicle you are contributing to. So let's dive into this and talk a little bit more between the Roth IRA and the Roth 401k differences.
So we've put together this really handy chart. One of the things to consider is if you have the means to contribute to both and you're eligible to, which we'll touch on in a minute, that's great. But if you have to choose which one to fund, it's really important to be aware of the similarities and differences between them. Deciding which one to contribute to is worth putting some thought behind. So first of all, similarities, they're both going to accept after-tax contributions. Anything that goes into these accounts is going to grow tax-free. So you won't need to pay tax on investment income like interest or dividends. And then when you retire and actually start taking distributions, those will not be taxed. One of the biggest differences is the contribution limits are going to vary greatly. So for the IRA, the maximum contribution is $7,000 per year if you're under the age of 50, or $8,000 per year if you're over the age of 50. For the Roth 401k or Roth 403b, the maximum contribution is significantly higher. In 2024, it's $23,000 for the year if you're under age 50 and $30,500 if you're over age 50. One of the next big differences, which touches on that being eligible comment I made a moment ago, is that there are income limits to the Roth IRA. If you're filing single and you're making over $146,000 a year, or married filing jointly making over $230,000 per year, there are going to be phase outs. And at a certain level, which we have indicated on this chart here, you're actually not going to be able to contribute at all. The Roth 401k, however, does not have any kind of an income limitation. Last big difference with these accounts is in the investment arena. Except in rare cases, employer-sponsored plans like 401ks, 403bs, and Roth 401ks and Roth 403bs, you're going to have limited investment options. With the IRA, you have almost no restrictions, so it's a lot more flexible. As for the required minimum distributions, neither of these account types is subject to them at this time. Up until recently, there actually were required distributions for the Roth 401k and Roth 403b, but those are no longer mandatory. Greg has some more comments to make on if you are deciding to contribute to both of these accounts.
So if you're going to contribute to both a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k, in order to do so, you need to have what's called earned income, which is simply you need to have wages or salaries, income from employment. It could be self-employment income, but what it cannot be is passive income. So for example, if you have annuity income, that is not eligible to be contributed to a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA in any case. Neither is rental income, nor is your pension income, as we just mentioned. And if you're really trying to maximize getting money into a Roth, well, if you can't contribute directly to a Roth IRA because your income limits are too high and you've maxed out your Roth component in your 401k or Roth 403b, well, you can always try a Roth conversion, where specifically you can take an IRA or 401k and the pre-tax money, you can simply shift it over into a Roth. So there's no age limits to do that. There's limited amounts that you can do into a Roth conversion. This can be a nice avenue to take as well. And then a Roth in-plan conversion is simply when your plan allows you to take those pre-tax monies inside your Roth 401k or Roth 403b and convert them over to a Roth as well. So additionally, there are some more advanced strategies we can utilize. There's something called the backdoor Roth or the mega backdoor Roth. All that focuses on, the only difference is if you've made after-tax contributions. So I won't get into details into the backdoor Roth IRA, but there's a way of putting money first into a non-deductible traditional IRA and then moving it over to a Roth. There's a lot of nuances to that. There could be some repercussions if you don't follow the strategy appropriately. And then there's a mega backdoor Roth IRA, mega just standing for you're able to put in a lot more than the normal $7,000 or $8,000 into a typical IRA. So that could be very meaningful. But I think the take-home point here is that at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're working not just with your financial advisor, but with a tax professional to make sure you're running the numbers. Because if you try to put money into some of these Roth components, at the end of the day, and if you do it at the wrong time, it could actually erode your wealth. So be careful, run the numbers, and this is an important piece of building your wealth. So we hope you really enjoyed today's episode on just Roths and Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs. We're here to help as always, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care.